All right, everybody. So, welcome back to another episode of Colt and Fuzzy Fishing. And I never really thought I'd ever do one of these videos per se. By the way, there's no fishing report this week. I've had some health problems, but there is something I want to talk to you guys about, and it's very, very serious, and it's been weighing on my mind a lot, and I've never really said anything about it, and I don't really know anybody else has talked about it. But either way, stick with me if you don't mind. Stay tuned. It's something you don't want to miss. So, before we jump into anything, I do want to say if any of the family members see this, I just want to tell you, from the bottom of me and my family's heart, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. If you're not aware, there was a boat crash on Lewis Smith Lake, which is my home lake, or one of my home lakes, and it was during the MLF Invitational event. And there's been 3 people that tragically passed away, but those 3 people, I got the names wrote down here because I'll butcher the names if I don't. But the first one is Joey Broom, who was 58, of Altoona, John Clark, 44, Coleman, and Jeffrey Little, 62, of Brandon, Mississippi. And I don't know the full story. I don't think anybody does right now. The MLF angler that was involved was Flint Davis, but from what I understand, it was a real foggy morning. They blasted off. Anybody that's ever been in a big tournament, you understand, even the little wildcat tournaments with just 20-25 boats in it, it's pretty wild. And I wanted to make this video to just say I understand from a tournament perspective, because I did it for years. You get that adrenaline rush first thing in the morning. Everybody wants to take off, and I've saw it in just wildcats. I've saw it in the big tournaments, and I've just saw it when people's been out fun fishing, just people ripping and romping and running wide open. But I do want to say, please, everybody, just any kids that watch this, if there's just one person that watches this and it helps change the way that you operate your vessel, then that would be great. And really think before you blast off, whether you're fun fishing, whether you're tournament fishing, whether you're just riding a lake, it doesn't really matter. Because it's easy to, I think it's easy for us as a society now, for whatever reason, it's easy to point fingers and not really kind of reflect on ourselves. Have I done that? Or, am I seeing other people do that or whatever? And it happens. I mean, from pontoons to striped boats to bass boats, it doesn't really matter. People are going to rip and romp the lakes, and they're typically just wide open. A lot of people are. And, it kind of goes back to a story of, I had an individual buy one of my older boats that I had, and we were taking it out of the water after test running it, and they were watching me real heavy. I didn't say anything, but after we got the boat out of the water and stuff, and they decided they were going to buy it, the man apologized to me and said, "Hey, man, I ain't trying to weird you out or nothing." He said, "I was just watching you because I've never saw, or I saw it, but I've never took a boat out of the water by myself, or, put one in, blah, blah, blah. I was just kind of seeing how you do it." And I think there's a lot of boat owners that's like that. They're just not used to, I guess, being self-aware of what's going on in certain settings, because they don't see it a whole lot, right? I mean, we don't see boat wrecks a whole lot. I'm on the water several times a week, and I mean, I don't see boat wrecks all the time, but it does happen. And on the same day, I've got this wrote down too. There was a boat crash, 2 involved during a National Professional Fishing League event on Lake Norman in North Carolina. At least one person was injured and crashed. But it's happening more and more often. And I know it's fun having a boat that'll run 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. But please be aware when you're on the water. Pay attention. You're coming around. One of the main lakes that I fish, close to my home. It's a very narrow lake. And mainly everybody that's on that lake's bass fishing or crappie fishing. One of the two. There's not a whole lot of in between. You rarely ever see a pontoon boat just ripping and romping. But it is on occasion. But, either case, there's a lot of people on that lake. They really pay attention when they're coming around curves. It's a very narrow lake, and there's these steep curves. So I understand tournament guys, we're getting in these tournaments, we're doing everything. We want to win. We're competitive. We want to win. We want to be the best one. We want to be the one on top that day. But at the same time, I think we all need to understand, whether it's from, a perspective of you're just going out fun fishing, or whether you're going out and just tournament fishing, or, whatever the case may be, just riding around in a pontoon boat. It doesn't matter. There is other people on that lake, and there is people that we've got to watch out for. And you just take care of yourself, take care of those guys, or whoever's out there. But slow down. That is the main thing. There is no telling how much money I've lost in tournaments, whether it's just cashing a 50th place check, or just coming in the top 3 or top 5 or whatever in a wildcat, anything like that, just because I wasn't going to do certain stuff to get to an area, and I wasn't going to rip and romp. I may have did better, may not have, may have got into an accident myself. I don't know. Never had that occur. But either case, just please be more aware on the water, everybody, especially individuals who like to run wide open. Just slow down, pay attention, because it ain't worth losing your life over a period. It just ain't. There's one thing that we all have in common, no matter whether you're fishing, you're just riding around on the lake, having a good time, spending time with your family. We're out there for fun. We're all out there for fun. I kind of lost that in the tournament edge, and I realized, when I started going with the YouTube and stuff, that that's what it's all about. It's having fun. And, it just, everybody, please be more aware. Be more aware on the water. And here's the biggest thing. If you're maybe a new boat owner and you don't know exactly what to do when it comes to operating your vessel or anything like that, ask somebody. Just ask somebody. Somebody will help you. I guarantee they will help you, and there's no shame in asking. That's one of the things I can't stand in this world. It bugs me more than anything. If you don't understand something, find somebody that does and ask them to help you. I promise you they will. 9 times out of 10, they will help you, and there's no shame in asking. That's how you learn. It's a lot easier to ask somebody and learn than have an accident and then have to learn or not be able to learn because you had that accident. So, but either way, to all the families that were involved in the crashes from Lake Norman or from Lewis Smith, all that stuff, my deepest condolences. I'm so sorry. And that's really all I can say on it. I highly apologize for everything that happened. And, hopefully our lakes will get safer and safer and safer. That's all we can hope for, especially as, this younger generation is coming up and getting into boats. And all that good stuff. Just be more aware on the water. Be more aware. It's always all good until something happens, and when something happens, and that's usually when we start slowing down a little bit. So don't let that happen, and just slow down. Everybody have a good time, and just please, young boaters, older boaters, it don't matter. Slow down, pay more attention to what's going on in your lake. It's a little bit different video than I usually do, guys. I appreciate you stopping by, listening to me ramble on, I guess you could say. And I just hope one person sees this and says, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna slow down when I'm on the water and really pay attention. But either way, I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time.